Councilor Gregory Del Rosario,
Present.
Vice Chair Selena Reyes, and Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Present. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pursuant to the Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting of the Ordinance Committee is being conducted both in person and via remote participation. A reminder that persons who would like to listen or view this meeting while in progress may either attend in person, the location above, or use any of the following access locations to include the Facebook Lawrence City Council page and the YouTube Lawrence City Council page. Councilors, apparently we do have minutes for 5:13 through 8:13. I would like to do is do individually. Looking for motion for each one of them first. 5:13:25. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Minutes for 5:27:25.
So moved.
Motion to approve has been made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. See no discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. June 10th, 2025. Looking for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. See no discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 6:25:25.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 7:07:25.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. See no discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. And lastly, 8:13:25.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All discussion. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Councilors, I went through the audience to see who was here tonight and for what their matters were. As has been our custom, we extend the initial courtesy to our colleagues who are here, who may have an item they wish to speak on. We have that, and then we go for city employees who have already pulled in a very full day. So the very first item that I'd like to, if there's no objection, to move forward to is document number 52824. It is on page number 5 of our agenda, and if you have your ordinance book, it is not in the, it is in the tabled matters section that goes back, not in the documents that are here today. So if there's no objection, I do see that the Council President is here and he wishes to speak on this matter. So go ahead, Council President.
Good evening, and councilors, and thank you for the opportunity to speak on item 528-25, which is the compensation package related to the school committee. The city of Lawrence have decided to move the school committee to a 6-member school committee, 3 elected and 3 appointees. For the 6 members of the school committee, the city, under the charter section 5, I believe 11, established the creation of an ordinance that defined the compensation package related to the school committee. So we have decided to move in that direction, that include the compensation package that include a stipend that, based on the conversation that we have during the budget season, will be paid potentially through the school systems. And also, this compensation benefit will include will include the health insurance benefit that is similar to the city councilors. So that's what you have on that item. I have submitted copies for the council to review, and that's basically it. If there is any questions, we're here to answer, and the city attorney is also here to join us today.
Thank you. Does the city attorney wish to say anything on this matter initially?
I'm sure it was eloquently presented.
So, the stipend, and before we have to drill through this entire document, the thing that we're looking for here is just the stipends portion. Is that what we're looking at here?
The stipend as well as the health insurance.
Yeah.
Those are basically what compensate on the compensation package.
And the benefits at stipend, the 2 paragraphs.
Yeah.
So let's, we don't want to drag this, but I think it's important that we at least know what we're talking about here in this committee. The benefits, appointed members of the school committee receive the same health insurance benefits as is afforded by city council members. And stipend, appointed members of the school committee shall receive a stipend set by the city council of $8,000.
No, again, that's your decision. We
Understood.
put that number in.
Understood.
We'll discuss.
You can discuss and vote whatever you really feel like.
Well, I appreciate that, thank you. I didn't feel like I feel like I can speak out on this now, thank you.
Yeah, no, by all
I
means.
was gonna be a little shy and not
This
say
is-
anything,
this
but
is
now
our
I feel
number.
emboldened.
I mean,
You've never been shot, so.
I do have a question I didn't expect, nor the retirement board, rarely are they here, or the members from there, but thank you, gentlemen. I would like to ask somebody from the retirement board, for something of $8,000, did that trigger any kind of pension issues or anything? The compensation package that this committee is looking for is $8,000. Does that trigger any kind of pension? Is there a threshold salary number?
There is a $5,000 threshold, but boards and commissions aren't, unless you're already.
Can you please speak to the mic, because no, we can hear you, but others might not.
Sure, boards and commissions on them.
And just identify yourself, I'm so sorry, there's
No,
these
that's
rules.
okay. I'm
Go ahead.
Gina, I'm the director of the retirement board.
Thank you.
So boards and commissions on themselves, on their face, cannot join retirement systems. But if you are on a board and commission, and it's over no, I don't even think school committee, can they? They just can't.
They can't,
yeah.
okay.
It's just not part of the
Fair enough.
statute.
Thank you, just had to ask that question. So the stipend is $8,000. Counselors, any comments or questions on this? Counselor Del Rosario.
Through Chair, they might not be able to go retirement because it hasn't been on a stipend, but now taking some benefits that city councilors,
Same health insurance, man.
Say health
I
insurance.
mean, Southampton Insurance, they might be somehow able
No, they're specifically excluded.
to go back. No, it's not? To retirement? No?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The exception is, for instance, if you had a board of selectmen, I was on the board of selectmen, I was entitled to insurance and everything like that. I actually was in the pension system. Then they passed the anti-spiking, and we only made $1,200 a year. And since we didn't make $5,000, we were dropped out of the retirement system. So even under that.
Any other questions on this?
And then
Go
through you,
ahead.
Chair, so as body, as auditors, are we gonna adopt the 8,000? Because according to the city attorney, it's up to us. So are we moving that figure? Are we leaving as it is? Or?
No, essentially, we put a number there, and it is a thought behind the number. What it is. Essentially, if you're going to have health insurance, the last thing you want is to come up with out-of-pocket money to be able to pay for the health insurance. An average health insurance for family member is about $750 all set, $800 a month. So if you have $8,000, you will be able to compensate that in case. The number is around that. So in case, so it's like it could be covered, the health insurance portion of the 25% that the employees are required to pay in the city of Lawrence. So the 8,000 come around that. That's the minimum to cover at least the health insurance portion of it. If it is more, that's not an issue. If it is less, it could be potentially it could be that the person that is taking health insurance going to have to come up with some out-of-pocket money. That's basically how that number come up.
I just want to make sure I was clear and I understood. There's 8,000 is the minimum. If you get $8,000 as a stipend, then you could qualify for health insurance. Is that what you essentially did?
No, essentially,
No,
What
sorry.
Saying is, let's say they're unpaid. They are unpaid, and we offer them health insurance. Well, they have to have some way of paying it, so each month they're going to pay $800 out of their pocket for their portion of the health insurance. If they're paid, well, it's kind of offset itself. The $800 they're getting in is $800 they're going to pay out towards the $8,000 salary. You look, I guess I'm not explaining it well. You don't see. We're just trying to compensate them enough that it doesn't cost them anything for their health insurance.
Okay, and they may not opt for the health insurance. They may be working for a
They
company
may not need the
privately,
health insurance.
and that they may not
In
need
which case, they
it.
get money in the pocket.
And that happens, I'm sure, to many city councilors who opt not to be part of the state health insurance because they get it through their employer.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, but I mean, in case that is needed, it will be there, and that's how the number come up.
Okay, and that's the 8,000.
Yes, correct. The body could discuss the salary, but there is some thought behind it. If it is to increase it, that's totally fine. If it is to decrease it, and then there is we have to have some type of healthy discussion around that to make sure that anybody that take the health insurance doesn't have to come up with money out of pocket.
This has been, I may speak on this at the full council level. I know this has been around for a while, this discussion about having a stipend for the school committee members. It always seemed to me as though, out of fairness and equity, they have the biggest part of our city budget. They that department is as complex as any department in the city, and there's a reason why throughout the Commonwealth, by statute, there is a school committee in each city and town, or at least a collaborative. There's not just one committee. So there's a reason for that. I don't know. I don't have the details as to if other comparable cities, the Lowells, the Chelseas, the Haverhills, if you will. I'm not sure. Do they also have a stipend for their school committees? Do we have some historical?
I personally don't have that data, but I can tell you that the city of Lawrence is one of the biggest school district in Massachusetts. And the work that the school committee is expected to do is unique. That's why a compensation packet is established under the city charter, section, I believe, 5.11, that it should be set up by ordinance for a reason. So I believe that a compensation package, as we all agree during the discussion, even during the budget section, that we should have that the amount that all the cities and towns pays. I personally don't know if it is any other community, but we have a unique school committee. I believe this is the only, if not the second, school committee that is appointed and also elected. So with that uniqueness, we also need to have a package that is also unique.
Yeah. That argument may resonate with some. It doesn't resonate with me, but I appreciate the argument.
I appreciate
or the advancing of that. So I think, and the last point, and this is just a commentary, very brief, is the people who are running for school committee right now, are under no illusions that there is a stipend. So
Correct.
they are, frankly, running for a position that when they took papers out and put their names on the ballot, there was no guarantee. There may have been some discussion, but there was no understanding that there would be. So I actually applaud those individuals who are running for the school committee, because they're not doing it to chase the dollars. They are running for school committee because they want to better the city and our school system for purely altruistic reasons, and it's not driven by the dollar. Now we're going to throw this in, of course, things may change in the future, but this group right here, I applaud them for putting by going forward. That's it for my comments. I'm looking for a motion or other comments.
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Motion made and seconded. One more discussion point. Attorney Hooten, on something like this, this would require it doesn't require a home rule petition. Does it require a public hearing? Require a public hearing?
Yes.
Does it require one?
Yes.
Okay. So order a public hearing? Sure. The motion's been properly made and it's been seconded? Yes. And properly seconded. Any further discussion? See no further discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no? The ayes have it.
Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you, Council President. Have a good night. Next, let's go to the top. I think everybody here works for the city. So out of fairness, we're just going to the top of the list and go through it that way. First one is 34125, increase the stipend for the retirement board and treasurer from 3,000, which was, I love it, there's editorial comments in the thing. I'll stop right there, from 3,000 to 4,000. Welcome again, Director Rizzo.
Hi. Thank you so much for hearing our item tonight. So I am Gina, I'm with the Lawrence Retirement Board, I'm the director. So I'm here on behalf of the board. Similar to many boards, we have a 5-member board. Tonight, I'm representing them to ask if you would consider increasing the annual stipend from $3,000 to $4,500. Out of the retirement boards that are still currently paid $3,000, I did put a little chart in there. Annually, our board is approximately the 3rd largest membership count, sitting at about 1,900. And the reason I use this fact is because the membership drives the caseload. So say if you have a smaller town or city and they have about 600 members, now you don't have as many cases. The board, doesn't have as much work before them. I mean, we all basically run under the same section of the law, which is Mass General Laws, Chapter 32. But the amount of work generated by your membership is just, it's a lot. I mean, I put together the agenda for the board, and I've been with the board for over 30 years, and in the last 10 years, just the caseload has increased exponentially. I mean, the type and nature of the cases, it makes more, I want to say, homework for the board, because they don't just come to a board meeting. They, have homework, basically. They have to look at case laws and, a lot of different medical records for disabilities. We have, changes that are mandated constantly where it is part of the law, where they run under Chapter 32. Things change constantly. It's ever moving. Cases that go before the Division of Administrative Law Appeals and CRAB, which is the Contributory Retirement Appeals Board, they change things constantly, which necessitates more regulation changes that the boards have to deal with. We've, the general office work, which is driven by the amount of membership, it increases for the board, more work for the board. My board deals with the lawyers, auditors, actuarial valuations, all that has increased, and, their workload has really increased. So we haven't asked for an increase. They were assigned this amount back in 1995, and back in 2000, I believe it was 11 or 9 or 11-ish, the law did change that they could increase, and they just haven't. But I feel like maybe it's time, or they feel like maybe it's time, and I'm hoping you guys would consider that. So the salaries are part of our operating budget, so it's really to no cost to the city. It comes out of our investment income. So it's, if you were to increase this, if you are interested in favorably moving this up, I do have to change something though. When my board was looking at this, they thought of putting an across-the-board increase to $4,500, but after speaking to my lawyer, and I apologize that we sent it up like this, but the treasurer's stipend is capped at $3,000, so it would only be for the 5 members, not the treasurer's stipend. Her stipend would have to stay at the $3,000 level.
That was one of my questions. So the treasurer stays at 3,000. How many board members are there?
So we have 5 board members. So investment income, the cost would be about $7,500. Well, it would be $7,500 per year.
Are you fully staffed? The board's full?
I'm
Is the
sorry?
board full?
The board is full, correct, yeah. There's 5 members.
And remind me, who approves the board? It's
Yep.
so infrequent. Does it come before the council? We do a lot of boards and
No,
commissions,
no,
but I don't recall
so
this.
it's per the statute, Mass General Laws, Chapter 32, Section 20 is the governance of the board. So there's a mayoral designee. We have the city auditor, town accountant, or budget director, a similar position. It has to be a financial position.
Yep.
So basically, the city has 2 financial, a mayoral appointment and a financial person, right? Then 2 are elected. They have to be either members or retirees, and they're elected by all of our members and retirees.
Only retirees can vote for the members of the board?
Retirees and members.
And members?
Yep.
And when you say members, you're talking about city employees?
Yep, you guys get a ballot when we have an election.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then the 4 members choose a 5th member. They interview, it can't be somebody that is a member or retiree of the city. So that's the makeup of the board.
Questions, comments, motions? Looking for a motion to send this up to the full council with a favorable recommendation?
So move.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We don't need a public hearing this. All, aye, opposed, no. The ayes have it. There's no public hearing on this? No, I didn't think so. Great, thank you. Next
Thank
full
you.
city council meeting's next Tuesday.
Okay.
September 2nd, day after Labor Day.
All right,
All
great,
right.
thank you so much.
See you
I
then.
appreciate that.
Please come by for that one.
And we'll send something up changing that language.
Sure, the
for-
language, of course, should we, let's have that as part of the motion.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind, Counselor. The motion being that the treasurer remains at the
At
current level.
3,000, correct.
And that the other board members are increased to 4,500.
Yeah, accept that.
So that has been amended, and that is part of the motion. I'll ask the question again. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you. See you. And then,
Thank
yeah,
you.
please
Nice
bring
to
that
see you
language
all.
too. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, moving on. Okay, document 357, 25 authorization for contract over 3 years. This is a Credair Associates LLC, 357. Mr. McCarthy, welcome.
Good evening, councilors. Daniel McCarthy, Planning Director, offices at 360 Merrimack Street. Here before you on actually two files tonight. The first one we're addressing is our contracts that were issued under an RFP done on behalf of the city for a grant that we were awarded from the Department of Environmental Protection, the state, the federal grant. It's called a multi-purpose grant. It's for $1 million, and one portion of the grant allows us...
Mr. McCarthy, if you could
Yes.
just stop for 1 second. Unfortunately, because of the conflict that I have working for that state agency, I will not be able to be here for that discussion. With that, we are going to lack a quorum.
Well,
So
it's not a DEP.
you just mentioned the magic words, and that's good enough for me, and I don't want to have any kind of
It's
potential.
EPA.
But you said Mass DEP, I heard
No, I
you.
didn't. I said Environmental Protection Agency. I said state, and I said federal. It's a federal agent, it's a federal grant.
I understand what EPA stands for and who they are. So you do not, so just so we're clear, there's no Mass DEP involvement in this?
There is none.
Zero involvement in Mass DEP.
There's none involved in this
Continue.
contract.
Continue.
It's a federal contract, Environmental Protection Agency. It's $1 million that the city was granted to use as a multi-purpose. There's several projects in the city that we're working on, but one of the requirements was that we had to hire 2 qualified environmental professionals as part of the process, and the grant is for 4 years. So by requirement, the contracts are for 4 years. We have 2 agencies that we hired. The one that's before you right now, you have a copy of the contract, you got a copy of the submission, and you got a copy of the RFP. Credair Company was one of the ones that was selected. We had some familiarity with them as they work in the state and have done some projects in the city. When we went into the process of selecting these qualified professionals, we wanted to make sure we hired one that was small and local, and one that was large and national, which is what we did. Credair is the local agency. They work for the Merrimack Valley Planning Commission as well as us, so we had some familiarity with them, and we felt that that would be work for some of the smaller projects, that they would make the right fit for that, so they were selected. But again, the grant is for 4 years, so the contract is for 4 years. The contract itself is not a specific time payment. It is, they're under a retainer. They're paid for the work that gets performed. They could perform work for 2 years or not work for 2 years, or they could work, get no work for 1 year and then be hired to finish the last 3 years. So it's all at the selection of the departments that are working on these projects.
So, Mr. McCarthy, I'm going to go back. I'm reading this right here. Schedule A, Scope of Services, Paragraph C, Subparagraph 1, does mention Mass DEP and its approval with the QEP. Second provision, I'm going through this really quickly, is the Master Contingency Plan is under Mass General Law, CMR 310 CMR 40, and that again is governed, that's the state governing, and that's under the Mass DEP. With that, I am not going to take a vote on this evening. I have to recuse myself, and because of that, this matter is not going to move forward because we will not have an ability to move this question forward.
Okay.
So, but the good news for you, Mr. McCarthy, is If there's a desire, if your desire to move it, you can always put it on old business and have it discharged out of the committee, but you would need to put it on the full council agenda under old business.
So procedurally, this will just go as a committee report, or just go up as a,
This is not going anywhere because I'm about to walk out here. We're going to keep talking about
okay,
this.
so I can make a request to have it brought up out of committee?
You could talk to the city clerk about this and put it on the agenda.
That'd be the process. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Is that the same thing for number 358?
Yes, they're identical. Contracts are identical.
All right, same thing, 358. So we're not going to deal with, this
All right.
committee's not dealing with that tonight, but you've got a pathway.
Very good.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on. Who was talking about anti-camping? 55124, it's on the agenda. I just saw it.
Yes. So what I was requested to do is, that this is an old item. When it was presented to you, it actually had all the language from Lowell. None of it was changed. So they asked me to make it into a form that's presentable to the city council. So I have done the new form referring to the city of Lawrence, as well as the Lawrence Code, and have presented that as requested.
Where is this new form? Is it in our packets?
It's in your packet. I sent it down the other day.
Let me take a
so-
look. You have it? It's 55824? Is that right?
It's brand new, which, I mean, like I said, it was given to me this week.
It's 55124, page,
Four.
page 5.
Five,
in our-
right.
In our program, or agenda.
If you want, well, I can step back and go upstairs and reprint them.
If we have it, so I don't want you to have to stop back and kill more trees. It would be under November 19th, 2024. Got it, all right. It's not in this one, Council, just as a reminder, we do have two books. This is all the old stuff, right? So it's in this book. Do you want to get it? Okay, fair. Just, if you wouldn't mind, we haven't talked about this since November of 2024. A lot of things have happened since then. Just give us a 30,000-foot summary as to what this is about, so refresh our memory a little bit.
It's basically a provision that allows us to prohibit camping in the city of Lawrence. And what it contains is the important provisions that allows for the fact that we understand that nobody is camping in the city of Lawrence, that these are homeless encampments, and it has provisions on when we can move them, when we can't remove them. In the city of Lawrence, it says that as long as we have provisions to house these people if they want it, that we can move these encampments. If it's an emergency situation, for instance, say that there is a storm or houses are knocked down and people are actually camping because their homes are no longer in use, we can allow it. It contains all these provisions, so it is not only allowing us to remove these encampments, but also takes into consideration that some of these people have tough situations, and we're not doing this to harm anybody. We're doing this to protect the city of Lawrence and protect these people.
And this would have to go for a public hearing if we send it to the full council.
It definitely does.
And this language that we see inside here is the revised language.
Again, I'm assuming it was inserted.
What would be a telltale sign that would show me that it's inserted? What's
It will
inserted?
say the word Lawrence instead of Lowell.
Oh, I got Lowell in here still. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, this has got the Lowell, this has got Lowell on it.
Right, so I'm assuming they would have been handed it separately because I would have gotten it, but
Wait a second, maybe it's in the front cover of our stuff. Hold on. Can you check inside here? Maybe it's there. You got it? Attorney, I'm sorry, we're not,
again, I'm more than happy to run upstairs and
do you want to do that?
why don't you just put this in abeyance?
You want to table it, and you're going to come back down?
I'll come right back down.
Okay. Looking for a motion to table this item.
Motion to table?
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. I know you're also here for.
Yeah, if you want, I'll do my 30 seconds beforehand, or unless, for
We'll start
Richard.
with the police department, because they're here, and we'll wait
Okay,
till you
then I'll come
down,
back.
and we'll take you right back up. Who's here? Well, I know, but they're working together on the item, so
I could do Richard first and then come back down if you like.
that's fair. That's fair.
I hate to see him wait.
That's fair. Give me a second. Just gotta find this number. Oh, yeah, document 35925, reclassification of the ADA coordinator position. This is put on, who wants to lead
Well,
off?
I'm just going to lead off and just say.
Sure.
What we have before today is, many of you know Richard Rodriguez, that he is the ADA person for the city of Lawrence. He came up a while ago and realized that the position that we hired him to do is not the position he does. There's many more things that he had to do, so with his research and his background, we were able to actually determine the position as it is that he actually does. So he's looking to reclassify this. I'll let him explain it more in detail. He is technically, he does not work for my department. I was just assisting in drafting this, but it more accurately fits the job that he does as opposed to the job description that's currently there. With that, I'll let Richard speak about the details, and I'll be right back.
Attorney Hooten, just in case he doesn't have it, you might have it in your records. One of the things that I would like to see, and maybe he has it, and that'd be fine, is do you have a copy of the current job duties? We have the proposed job duties. It would be good to see what the current one is and what the new one is, so we can see and compare it. Do you have that information, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, don't. The job don't change so many times.
So
I don't know which one's the reason.
So we don't have, I just, well, that's a problem. So we don't have a current,
Well, it basically said much.
If you come to the microphone.
All the job announcement basically said my job is to make sure the city is compliant with Article 2 of the ADA. That's it,
where does it say that?
in the job description.
In the job description.
Yes.
So I would like to have a copy of that job description, because I'd like to see what it says beyond that. And not that I don't trust you or believe you, but I
Well,
think
I have to tell you the truth. I am really offended.
okay, well, that's your right to be offended,
know.
I guess, that's not my intent, but.
You know, I'm an attorney in good practice, and, you know, I speak to you like I'm taking an oath.
So,
Let me-
do you want to speak some more, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah,
Go
let me
ahead.
look for it. Let me see, maybe I have it.
Okay. I just think, while Mr. Rodriguez is looking for that, I just think it's good practice, if we're looking to change the ordinances, continue looking, if we're looking to change the ordinances, that we actually have the current ordinance, and then what's changed to, that is probably the best practice, regardless of who it is we like, don't like, how long they've been here, et cetera. And that should be, it's just a standard question that we should be prepared to take a look at when looking at any kind of reclassifications.
So I'm sure you asked that same question to everyone, right? It's a prior practice for you of asking that question, right? Okay, I'm looking, where I do have one, section 2.64. You want to pass this? This is the ADA coordinator ordinance.
Thank you. So this is the ordinance. Okay.
No, I don't have it. I know I read it before, but there were so many.
Do you guys want this? Do you want to see this? Do you want a copy of this? This is apparently so far what we have. Do you want to look at it? You have to stay here because if you walk out, we lose a quorum. Maria, can you make a copy for the three of us, please? And we'll give this original back to Mr. Rodriguez.
I know if you go to the internet, it will come out.
Okay, let me do that.
And the last one was done 2022 by Mayor Brian Tepena, where he increased the salary from 35 to 45, something like that. And where are you? Well, if you want, I could go to my office and look for it. I just got put ADA job announcement, it will pop up. I did have it.
I'm looking for Mr. Rodriguez, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to provide some assistance here to you.
Boy.
Can you copy that? Did you get this? Did you get a copy of that?
Yes.
Oh, she made it. Thanks.
Well, I got one right here.
Okay.
I got one, but this one is from April 5, 2023. Oh, Mayor Tepena, this is the most recent one.
I actually have the ordinance right here in our books.
Okay.
This was,
Well, what I gave you was the ordinance, the creation of the position. This is the job posting.
so this is 264-280. This is the ordinance. The job posting is important, but secondary. We deal with the ordinance, not so much the job postings, because we're looking to reclassify the
Right,
ordinance.
I understand that.
Not reclassify the job posting, although
Right.
it provides some help, of course. And it appears as though the language that you just gave us is what is in here. And this was amended in 2019. The ADA, the Americans with Disability Act Coordinator, which is,
Right.
is that your title right now, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Thank you. Got it, right? You got it. Thank you. All right, and I think this should be mimicking what's inside our ordinance book, I think. I haven't sat down and looked at it completely, but it appears. I'm just gonna work off of this. So, we'll cut through this a little more quickly. Thank you for
Sure.
this, by the way. I think this is helpful, and I appreciate you looking to help the committee out, and as we look at this with the seriousness that it deserves. So, the question that I have is, what is different between this job posting and
Okay.
the revised, and what we're looking to
Okay.
reclassify? Because it's been quite some time. I don't remember the last time we had a reclassification for this committee.
Well, I'm going to speak about ADA regulation. The function of Article 2 is to make sure the ADA coordinator make sure the city comply with Article 2. They involve services, program that the city provide for people with disability. That's my function, Article 2.
Article 2
Right.
of where?
Of the
what?
ADA regulations.
Of which we don't, okay, which
Right.
we don't
It's
have
very
that.
specific. That's
Okay.
all it says. My job to be, I'm a compliance officer. Basically, that's my job.
Okay,
Now, under the proposal, a lot of things going to be added, or things that I was doing for free without compensation. So I could explain what. I give you an example of a Article 2 issue. When the elevator was not working, a bunch of friends came to me complaining they were not able to get service at City Hall because they were not able to walk to the third floor or walk to the second floor. I got involved with that, and what happened is the elevator was missing the inspection sticker. So with my relationship I have with Boston, I contacted Massachusetts Office of Public Safety, and they came, they inspected, then the elevator came to function. So that's my responsibility, compliance. I'm not a service provider. So, now this is some of the changes. In the new proposal, it add collaboration with Human Resource and the Mayor Office to recruit and retain a diverse workforce. That's not under the old job description.
So where is this again? I'm sorry. Is this in the new one?
It's on the new proposal.
Yeah, where in the new
I
proposal?
don't know, I just got a summary, I don't know. I don't have,
Okay.
you may have to look at the proposal. But I think it may be number one. I think I did this in order.
Do you want a copy of this, Mr. Rodriguez? Would this be helpful to you? Because we should be working off the same sheet.
Well, okay.
If we're not working off the same sheet, this is going to be very disjointed. Can you make a copy of this for Mr. Rodriguez, please?
I should have it, but very difficult to be a little, very difficult to be, when you have two jobs,
Yeah, just one copy for Mr. Rodriguez.
And it's very simple. If you look at the original job description, it's very short, one paragraph. You look at left and right, and you see the left is very short, the right is a lot of information.
Sure. So I'm just reading the current stuff. Work with community groups to resolve complaints. So that sounds like what you just did with a complaint that we
Right,
had with
that's
the
Article
elevator.
2, that's correct.
That is under your current job responsibility.
that's correct.
That is nothing different.
Under the current and under the proposal, yes.
So what I'm interested, and each council will have their own thing, what I'm interested in is, what is different about?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay.
The question is very clear.
you.
That's why I came prepared. I made comparison with the present and the future.
Okay.
Except maybe I may have done an order, or I may not, I'm not sure, but once I get a job posting, I could go line by line.
That'd be helpful.
I supposed to have it, but like I said, I don't have, I don't have a support staff, so I'm a one-man army in that office.
Well, while we're waiting here, I just want to let you know that I've received several emails on your behalf.
No.
And the emails that I did receive were people that spoke of your dedication, spoke of your hard work, and sensitivities to those in the disabled community. So I just want you to know that I received several, and I'm not sure if anybody else has, but we all received them, so. And that is, it's good to hear that. I think where I sit, and I think you can respect this, thank you, is those are all good. And we like when we hear that our city employees are doing that kind of work. And it's much better than saying this guy is awful, he doesn't care, he doesn't do anything. I'd rather hear what we got in these emails than the other stuff. So I'm very happy, and you should be commended for that. What we're here is not to talk about what a great
Yes,
guy
I know
you
that.
are. I'm sure
I read your past your past memo about, yes.
There's no doubt about it. You are a very good man. I've known you for many, many years, and we have a bit of a record together that has been very positive, and I'm proud of that. But tonight is not about that. Tonight is about asking for reclassification.
Right.
And with that, what we have to do is try to.
It's the position, not the person.
That's
Yes,
exactly
I know
it.
that.
That's exactly it. So let's talk about the
I
position.
did work for the Department of Unemployment, by the way, so I'm very knowledgeable about it.
Okay, so continue. So now
Okay,
you've
let's
got
see.
it there, so go right ahead.
Let's see, Okay, some of them I skip. I went, okay, let me see. I skipped anything involving Article 2.
You skipped.
You know,
when you say arti-
information,
when you say arti-
information.
When you say Article 2, what do you mean by that? What is Article 2?
Like,
What's in Article 2?
like the transition plan. That's required under Article 2. Each city must do a transition plan.
Sorry.
And they must do a self-evaluation
I'm sorry, Article 2 of what?
of the ADA.
Of the ADA, which we
Yeah,
don't have in front of
when
us.
I say Article 2,
Okay.
I mean ADA regulation.
I don't have that in front of us. What I'm
Right.
looking at, just so we're clear,
Right.
and I'm going to believe everything you say about that. What I'm interested in is our current ordinance and what we're changing in this reclassification.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
where I'm interested in.
Yeah, that's
So-
very clear.
So
But
let's talk
what-
about- let's talk
like I
about
said,
that.
okay, this is automatic. This is not really a change. Doing the transition plan, that stay the same.
Where are you looking at the transition plan?
Under incentive function,
Thank you.
yeah.
So that leads and manages the city's ADA transition plan. You say that's unchanged, okay?
Right.
Next, serves as the city's ADA Title II coordinator. Is that changed or the same?
No, that stays the same.
That's the same. Number 3, conducts pragmatic and architectural accessibility reviews, works with the building department to assess architectural plans and compliance. Same or different?
That's kind of mixed. But some of that job belongs to Peter Plachette, who have to make sure the city's complying with building code. So that's mixed. It's part of Article 2 and it's part of building code. I do work with Peter once in a while in issues that overlap with ADA and building code.
And you have the authority right now to do that?
No, I don't. Like, for example, the bridge over here, I received a complaint, the bridge got a lot of holes and people in a wheelchair not able to travel safely. So that is an ADA violation. But the problem is, the first question, it's 2 questions I have to ask. 1, is the person disabled? 2, is it city property? In this particular case, yes, the person disabled, but it's a private bridge. So that belongs to Peter Plachette. So I do work with him, gather information, things like that.
So it looks like in the current ordinance, you have that covered. I'll read what the current ordinance says. Providing technical assistance to city staff, in this case, Peter Blanchett.
That's not really in my job description.
I'm reading it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm reading the current ordinance, not the proposed
No, that's
ordinance.
not, this is the proposal you read. Oh, okay, you read.
No, I'm reading the current
Oh,
ordinance.
okay, I misunderstood to you, okay.
So with the current ordinance.
Yeah, okay, I misunderstood to you,
That's okay, but I just want to
Yeah.
make sure I'm clear.
Yeah,
The current
okay.
ordinance, it sure looks as though you're provided that authority already. To
Yeah,
provide
okay.
technical assistance to,
I stand corrected.
okay?
Yeah.
So far, no changes. Continue.
Yeah.
Response to.
That's why I skip a lot of those, and I went to those that's not ADA compliance.
Okay.
But it
What-
sounds like you want me to go line by line, which I don't have a problem, you know.
Okay. Well, next one is a response to and investigates ADA complaints and
Right,
accommodations.
that's automatic, it's in the.
You already
old-
have that.
Right.
Okay. Advises city leadership on policy, legal obligations, and best practice regarding ADA compliance.
Yeah, I believe that's on.
You're doing that as well, okay?
I believe, not offhand,
Well,
yeah.
I want to make sure you're giving
Yeah.
the credit for
Well-
what you're doing. I don't want you to miss anything, and if you're not doing it, that's important for us to know, because that's a material change. Develops and implements citywide ADA policy, training, and outreach programs. Customizes training for city departments, boards, and commissions.
Okay,
Are you
now-
doing that? Are you doing that now under this current ordinance?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the next one, cooperate with human resources in the mayor office to recruit and retain, that's an addition, that's new.
So that's new. So let's repeat
That's
that. So
correct.
collaborates with human resources and the mayor's office to recruit and retain a diverse workforce, including targeted outreach and inclusion strategies for individuals with disabilities.
See, she deal, I don't want to confuse you, she deal with Article 1, which involved unemployment reasonable accommodation. Recently, she had an issue with an employee related to that. I sat down with her and we discussed the matter. So that's new.
So let me ask you a question there. Is that, without a position like yourself, would would we not have a diverse workforce targeting outreach and inclusion for strategies for individuals with
Yes and
disabilities?
no, because it falls under Article 1, which is reasonable accommodation, employment reasonable accommodation. That's a little different.
Because it's my understanding that if our Human Resources Office does not do what that says right there, she's in,
Yes.
she's in violation
Yeah,
of
but
the-
that particular case was in Article 1. It was not in Article 2. All case law I read says Article 1, Article 1. It did not say Article 2. I did some legal research for her. So that's, like I said, that's new. The next one, work with the mayor communication director. That's new.
coordinates with the mayor, because that's, we didn't have it, well, that's
Right.
new because I
Right,
think it's a relatively new
I have
position.
been doing press releases, going to the radio, getting article written to promote the city. That's not my job. That's, someone get paid good money for that, called communication director. So now that's new, I will get paid for that service.
Under the current ordinance, it says here that the ADA coordinator responds to customer requests for information, referrals of disability-related accommodation, develops and disseminates brochures and information for public awareness or requirements of relevant city, state, and federal laws, and creates marketing campaigns to publicize the city's ADA programs and resources.
But I don't believe that include for me to do press release.
Well, that-
Include me sharing information. That I do it all the time. Every time I go to an event, I share information.
Well, it says you develop, under the current order, you develop brochures. That's what it says here in the
Yeah, I
current
know.
ordinances.
But here I'm talking about press releases. I don't believe, and going to the radio station, I don't believe that fall under my purview.
Well, I would respectfully disagree that
Well,
you currently
that's
have
okay.
language, and it
Yeah.
says, "In information for public awareness
Yeah.
of requirements of city
There's
public."
different ways to do it.
That's exactly.
We have different,
Okay.
different methods.
Okay, we can be here all night, we're not going to, so I'll just,
Right.
I'm gonna put a little question mark on that one.
Right.
Prepares and manages ADA program budget, assists the Commission on Disability in financial tracking and vendor invoicing processing.
Okay, what was that? Okay, I supposed to have, under the city ordinance, I supposed to have an AA doing that job, but I'm doing it.
You're supposed to have an aide do that
An
job.
administrative assistant, that person is supposed to help me and help the commission. We don't have that for years. We had one, but they took her away. So I'm doing a lot of secretary work. I'm making copies, calling people to remind them of meeting.
I don't have the aid ordinance in front of me. I just closed down my computer, which is about to die, so I'm afraid to put it back up because I don't have much power left. So I can't speak to that. Do you have that there?
Well-
Your aid, the aid that's supposed to be
No,
with
I
it?
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
We'll move on. Pursues grants and alternate funding sources. Is that new? Is that new
That's
responsibility?
new too.
That's
We
new?
have a grant. The first time I wrote a grant, I got criticized. So what are you doing writing a grant? We have a grant person do that.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually they allowed me to do it, and they like the way I write. To write a grant for ADA, you have to be knowledgeable about the ADA issue, and So we have received corporate grants. As you can see, under ADA coordinator position, it's not a new position, but under my leadership, I was able to write a grant and make the city compliance. So I also have worked with many other organizations that I was instrumental to form partnership with the city of them. For example, UMass Lowell. They got $1 million from the federal government to work with students from high school who are special needs and help them with transition to work or transition to college. And that's specifically target to loan students, $1 million.
Let me go back. The ADA coordinator does not exercise supervision of any department staff. You said you have an aide? It says here you don't have any supervision of,
Yes and no. Indirectly, I do. Like, for example, I work with 5 different commissions. Sometimes they need supervision from me. I gotta make sure they're in compliance with the ADA law. I gotta make sure they're in compliance with, what do you call it, public document rules. So that's supervision. And also I have a recorded secretary. I gotta make sure he does the minutes on time. For example, I need to come out with a new policy. I will not pay any recorded secretary until he submit his minutes. Before, I didn't have the policy, but, I don't want to insult someone, but they were taking the time with it. But now, with that new policy, now it's getting done faster. So that's supervision to me. And also, I have to recruit volunteers. Every time we have an event, I have to recruit volunteers. They need supervision.
okay? Prepares and manage ADA program budget, disability, financial tracking and invoices.
What was that again?
It says here, prepares and manages the ADA program budget, assists commissions on disability and financial tracking and vendor invoice processing. In other words, you're in charge of your budget. Apparently, in this thing, there was no budget.
Yeah, but there's some issue that belong to AAA. That's what you call administration system. Almost every department have one except me.
Every department has what?
Almost administration system,
Administrative assistant.
yeah. Or confidential secretary. I'm all by myself.
Tracks, monitor.
And my workload is increasing. I got people from the state calling me. I got people from other municipality calling me. So, I'm getting busy. So, and, although I agree with you that you got to look at the position, but you also got to look at the person in some cases. This job that I'm doing is very unique. The reason we have a full-time ADA coordinator, because it's mandated by Department of Justice, because we got sued so many times. We got sued almost, hey, you were here, I'm not sure if you were, I'm sure you were here when we got sued by Department of Justice for a whole list of ADA violation. And we almost got sued, like I said, by the Massachusetts Secretary of State for most of the polling sites not being in compliance. I was involved to make sure that happened. So, you have to take into account. You also got my education that I pay for, not the city. I pay for my education. Many people get the education paid by the city, then once they got the education, they leave.
Okay.
So I invest in my education. I'm using that knowledge for the benefit of the city.
Okay, I would just caution, if my colleagues may be swayed by that argument, they may not be. I will tell you that, once again, what I'm looking for is
Yes.
why you're looking to reclassify, and with the reclassification comes more money. So I want to know exactly, what exactly are we doing that's going to be different between our current responsibilities and what you're looking to do? So whether or not you paid for your education, listen,
Also,
there's a lot of people who pay for their own education
But
around here.
also what is called compatible with other municipalities.
Let me stop you right there. I do
Yeah.
want to get to that, but I just want to finish. We have 2 more
Sure.
left, and then we can briefly, if we can, go through that. Tracks, monitors, and reports ADA requests, projects, and compliance metrics using appropriate technology systems.
Oh, excuse me, sorry, I was writing down.
That's okay.
What was that again?
So it's the third to last one. Tracks, monitors, and reports on ADA requests, projects, and compliance metrics using appropriate technology system. So right now, you're not required to track or monitor or report on anything that deals with the ADA under our current ordinances. You don't do any of this.
Well, but indirectly I do, I take notes, and I like, every time when I help someone, I like to follow up or to resort. So like I said, there's many things that I'm doing just because I have a good heart.
Well-
But like I said, I'm not being paid in comparable with other places.
We're almost there.
Now, that I don't accept.
We're almost there. I know you want to talk about that. We're going to get there in a second. Conducts field inspections and community visits as necessary. I suspect it's already inside there. We're working with the public. You're looking to disseminate information. So I suspect that that interaction and education is already in your ordinances. And lastly, performs other related duties as required. That's a catch-all phrase. It's in most of these things, so I don't put much credence to that because, I mean, if this had perform other duties as required inside of this current ordinance, would it be, and performs other duties as assigned. So in our current ordinance, it has that catch-all
It doesn't.
phrase.
You know
It does.
what?
It does have that catch-all.
Oh, but
It
not
does.
the job description, doesn't.
No,
The
but
old
we
one,
don't, we
yeah.
don't deal with the job description.
Yeah, oh,
We
okay.
deal with the
All right.
ordinance. And the ordinance has, performs other duties as assigned.
Yeah, okay.
So it seems as though, even though maybe no one assigned these things to you and you were doing for whatever the reasons are, initiative, or you felt compelled to, whatever your reasons were, you were able to do that. So,
Well, I will submit to you, even those extra duties, I would say forget about extra duty. I'm not getting paid equally like other places.
Okay.
And once again, Steve Lawrence has a bad reputation of ADA violations. That was in the past. Now it's no longer.
okay, let's get there because
And you made a good point. You indicate to, what was it? To eliminate turnover, you have to maintain qualified people and pay them comparable. That's practically your own words. So that's what I'm asking, to get paid comparable as other places.
we go.
So I could continue working here and do a good job.
so now's the time to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't see the pay on there. Where's the pay?
What was that?
Where is the pay on here?
We-
Where is the pay, the salary, the compensation
For which one?
for the reclassified ADA coordinator position?
It's supposed to be,
What is it?
adjust to grade D, which the max is 104,000.
Thank you. So, thank you. Under salary, this is a non-union position, the grade of pay to be determined based on the union salary classification as grade D. Program administrator, which is not correct because you're going to be called an ADA coordinator.
Well, that's what it called. It's two ways to do reclassification. One, every 3 years. Two, to change the title and add additional duties. And ADA coordinator, you don't have to have that name.
Okay. I do have a question for the city attorney, but before we get there, I'm just going to give you a heads up that I'm going to be asking you about reclassification. There's a series of ordinances inside our books, which I don't have open, that talks about how things are reclassified, I believe. So I do want to get there, so I just want to get your head prepared for that. Do you have any comps, Mr. Rodriguez? Are there any other communities that
Yes,
That have
I
this
presented
and-
that. Yes, I do have it.
do you have it handy so we can briefly talk about it?
Well, I did send you a document some time ago,
Okay.
and I feel like the old saying, it's a fool for a client to have a lawyer for himself. That's the way I feel right now.
Well, we hope we're not looking for that
I know, but
kind
that's
of
what I feel
relationship.
like.
Well, you
I have to give you all the exhibit.
well, you're asking for a pay increase.
But
you mentioned,
I don't want to debate with you.
let me say
but,
this.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. You mentioned earlier that compared to other communities, that you're not being paid as you should be. And so that's what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing, but we do want to see what other
Okay,
communities are being paid.
okay, I got it right here.
Okay, is that something that we can look at? Again, I'm sorry you gave it to us, but we don't have it in our books. Is that something?
Well,
we can-
I was assuming that the person director would have given to you, but I made a mistake in making that assumption.
Yes?
I have it here. You want to make copies?
Council, I'm just, while we're waiting for that, under our ordinances 2.15060, I've not read this in some time, so I'm gonna be reading for the first time, it's in a long time. Salaries of reclassified and promoted employees. Make sure that's proper here. Employees may be reclassified or promoted to a higher grade upon the recommendation of the department head. Recommended promotions which would require the creation of a new position or a reclassification will be forwarded from the personnel director to the appropriate committee of the city council for concurrence and then to the city council for final approval. Each newly created position must be weighted and factored into the wage and compensation plan by the personnel director, include a job description prepared by the department head for concurrence by the appropriate committee of the city council, and then the council for final approval. And one more. Has this been vetted at all by the personnel director or the HR director? Any of this? I don't know who to ask. I only can ask who's here, and the answer is yes, or I don't know, or no, or I don't know. Those are the three answers. Thank you for that. Do we know if this has been vetted by the personnel director? By our ordinances, it's supposed to be. And I'm not sure it has, but maybe it has, and I just don't know it. Okay, thank you. The answer is I don't know, which is a legitimate response if we don't know. I'm not looking to.
The only thing I could say, I sent out the memo
Okay.
with the list
Okay.
of what you have.
Okay.
We had a meeting,
Thank
you
you.
know, people from the mayor office, the city attorney, the person director.
Okay.
We discussed it,
Okay.
and then, you know, they asked me what were your grade level you wanted, you know,
Who wrote this?
I did.
Okay.
And you have a copy of that, by the way.
Thank you. I think you mentioned that now. Thank you. And remind me again what D is, the classification
The
for
max,
D?
don't I think
grade
is 64 to 1,004, I think. But I know the max is 104,000.
Okay, so, but I'm not quoting you on that, but that's a rough estimate, but this is one of those things that the person,
Well,
the
it's-
HR
it's-
director
it's-
can give to us.
It's in, hold a second, okay, it's it's 68,700 to 104,000.
68,700 to 104,000
Right.
on the dot?
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. I know this is, might have been somewhat painful, and that was not my intent, but please understand, and I'll let my colleagues here ask questions if they wish to, or whatever, but, I just think, we don't go through a lot of reclassifications in the city. It hasn't happened all that often.
I know it happened, two of them happened, recently it happened.
Remind me, because I don't remember, but I'm not doubting you, just remind me, which ones were they?
It's the reclassification of the Grand Rider.
Okay.
And the reclassification of the recycle coordinator.
Sure.
2 weeks in one.
Sure, and
Very debatable.
anything else you want to comment on that?
No,
Okay,
wait, let's put it this way. I use that as a source of information, as a justification for my reclassification.
Okay,
You know, before people was telling me, oh, it's not possible, it's not possible. I heard so much story. You know, I heard story number one, well, you don't have the money. You know, but meanwhile, I see people getting pay raises, people getting stipend. So
Sure.
I'm a stubborn dude. You can tell I'm stubborn. You know, so that's number one. Number two is, it's a new position. We cannot do a reclassification. That position belongs in 2016 when they did the job announcement, but it was on even beforehand. And what was the last one? I even forgot the last one. I don't know what I'm talking about. The last one was they did another reclassification using a 2017 job announcement from the state, an ADA coordinator for the state, make a very low salary, and use that as a justification to deny that to me. So I studied the state. I used to work for the state, so I have a lot of contact. And the conclusion I made, one, is old information. I'm sure we all not using that statistic. So it's old. Two is the state. You know, you work for the state. You know, the state does not pay. I mean, at least the ADA coordinator doesn't pay. So that was unfair comparison. So if you want to compare something, you don't compare city with state.
Okay.
That's not comparison. And then to compare.
I'm gonna offer a motion in a second. Go ahead. Finish.
And then to compare with, I think they did the right thing. They attempted to compare
Okay.
with another city. They compare to my position, Worcester.
Okay.
I have a lot of good contact with Worcester.
Okay.
That ADA coordinator was eliminated like 4 years ago, and then using that and the salary was low. That was the only fact that was true. The salary was low, but what was not a fact, that position was no longer an assistant. So, like I said, I've been dealing for 2 years with this. Have been getting to run around, and you know, like I said, I'm stubborn.
You are. Mr. Del Rosario?
Thank you through you. Attorney Rodriguez, what have changed since yesterday to today? Because yesterday I saw the whole meeting where you're going through, and you said, this is not about money, I'm not looking for a raise, and today, 90% of the stuff that had come out is that I'm not getting paid for this, and I need to be compensated, and this is what I'm doing.
Well,
That
I think-
what have changed since yesterday meeting till today? Because we know the requalifying your position is going to require more pay for you,
Yeah.
and that's obvious. But yesterday you were no, I'm not looking for that. That's not I'm looking for. But today is yes. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
When was that spoken yesterday?
That was on a personal meeting, personal.
Yeah.
Yesterday, yes, I see a change on it, and we know that requalification, we gratify more money regardless. But yesterday you were no on the morning. Today is I'm not getting compensated for this. I'm not getting compensated for that. I want to be level up. Today it's all about money. Yesterday was not about money. So what changed since yesterday to today?
I think you misunderstood. I'm not asking for a salary increase. I got a salary increase. What I was asking was for a comparable salary. That's a little difference. So you misunderstood what I meant. And I'm trying to look for that quote that you misquoted me. So let me see. This is the quote. First, I would like to clarify, I'm not here to advocate for a high salary. They gave me a high salary already. I'm into the max. Okay, cannot go any higher, but to advocate for a comparable salary to other local municipality ADA coordinator salary. So the key word, comparable salary. Unfortunately, those comparable salary, those comparable city has a high salary. So I want to be comparable just like them.
Is that extra money or not?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But like I
Thank
said,
you,
I'm not asking for a salary increase. I'm asking for a comparable salary. That's a little different. So you misunderstood what I meant. So you misunderstood what I meant.
Vice Chair Reyes?
Thank you, Chair. Just to want to clarify, the B plot you added to the reclassification is you be a grant writer, you do a more better accommodation, Just asking, we asking is, what is the difference? What you improve your department? Just,
that
just
would
a little
be-
bit and simple.
Yeah,
you know?
that would be first difficult, but I would say go to the internet. You'll see all the improvement. And I would say go through some of the state agency what is citing us. Last year for Disability Pride Month, I had the secretary, the Commission for the Blind. He came here in person and thanked us for the great work we have been doing for the population for the blind. So that's one example.
Thank you.
And I have been, you know, I am given prestige and recognition in the state. For example, last year again, for Disability Pride Month, which is an anniversary of ADA, I was asked to be a panel member, a state panel member, to celebrate the ADA. It was a great panel, five different panel members, prestige people. So I feel proud, and I'm sure Lawrence felt proud that I was there representing Lawrence.
Any other questions?
And just to add, this is what you have to ask yourself, you know, you could compare me with other ADA coordinators, what they have done to earn their salary. We always had ADA coordinator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rodriguez. I can't speak for my colleagues. They speak very well for themselves. I do appreciate the work that you do as the ADA coordinator. I think for the longest time in this city, the proper focus has not been placed there, and I think you have raised up the stature of that board and of that commission, and I think that you have done what you have done is that you have been an advocate for those who are disabled in our city. So,
And remember, I was the chairman for the Lawrence Commission that's
Sure.
building for 4 years without confirmation. I was appointed by the governor to the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination. So this is, you know, it's not all about money, but, you know, I need to eat too. You know, taxes going up, so I gotta find the money somewhere, you know? So, but it's the capacity issue.
I get that. Here's where I stand right now, council, committee members, my colleagues. I just read the ordinance on this. So two things. I would like for this to be sent to the personnel director as is prescribed by our ordinances. Let her have a chance to review this. Let her have a chance to review the document that Mr. Rodriguez put together, just as, because I think that's part of what she has to provide, or at least take a look at, is where does this fit in the whole proper salary structure. Who do you report to, Mr. Rodriguez?
I work for DPW, Jorge Jaime.
And the other thing too is that, frankly, we're being very candid, and you have been nothing but candid this evening. So I will continue with that, which is this: it really should come from the DPW director, who is the, as is by our ordinance, who should be advocating for this, who should be saying Richard Rodriguez has done more than what the job classification, the ordinances has done. He has done way more than that, because for all these advanced duties, all this added responsibilities, we need to compensate, reclassify, and incorporate the additional duties that we expect and want our ADA coordinator to have. That kind of language, that kind of support from your department head, I think, is what this, I keep pointing to my laptop here, but that's what the ordinance prescribes. So I would like that. What I don't want to see happen, Mr. Rodriguez, is I want you to have I'm going to say this, a fair shake with the entire council. So I am not one to try to hold things up here. I want you to know that. However, having said that, I also want to do things as is prescribed by ordinances. So I would look and ask for my colleagues if we could table it here for now, make a request from the HR director as prescribed by the ordinances to provide for us the documentation that we need, and also some sort of supporting document. He doesn't even have to be here, but something that supports it from the DPW director, because that is the person you report to. That would be my request. I can't make that motion.
I just hope, like I said, it has been 2 years.
Sure.
I've been patient.
Sure.
And I'll continue doing my job and getting better. But I don't see an incentive. The way, as you know, I've been involved in civil law for over 25 years. And I don't want to criticize my coworker, but I know people who get great salary and just maybe sleep, play a game. But meanwhile, look at me. So I don't see the incentive. But I respect, what you want, because that's what the ordinance ask.
Right.
But once again, it's another delay, which I have to say up front, I don't sugarcoat. I'm a little disappointed.
Listen, you're saying what you mean,
Yeah.
Mr. Rodriguez.
I'm being honest.
I appreciate that. So if that's a motion we want to make, that's fine. If not, I'll entertain any other motions any counselors have. So I just need something. What's that?
I just want to mention last night at the Personnel Committee, it was sent to the full council, this item.
And I was, and I was thinking that send them through here, because I saw the whole meeting, so I'm assuming that hopefully we'll get the documentation that we need. So here, we can send it up, and this is my motion, we can send it up to the full council as a committee report pending that documentation from the HR department, and also a recommendation letter for the director of DPW.
And feel free, you have my cell phone. When you had an issue for someone asking for reasonable accommodation and the city almost got sued,
Okay.
you have my number. So feel free to call me. Okay.
All right, I heard you. There's been a motion.
Okay.
There's no discussions from the.
Yeah, I got that.
Motion's
Well,
been made. Is there a second?
He spoke, so I spoke.
Is there a
Thank
motion?
you.
Is there a
Okay.
second on the, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion's been properly made and properly seconded. Any further discussion on this matter? So just so we're clear, this matter is being sent up to the full council without a recommendation, pending, and the request is pending, some sort of review as prescribed by the ordinances from the HR director, and whatever's required by your department head, which is, our understanding, is the DPW director. That's the discussion. Motion made, properly second. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no? The ayes
Thank
have
you.
it.
Have a good night.
All right. Thank you. Now, where were we? Police department. Oh, are you, Mr., oh, no, camping. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, for camping. All right.
Time for camp.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, for that previous matter, if you could put this document, you have that, if you make that as part of it, and if you can just accelerate that, because the meeting is next Tuesday. It's fast. I'm trying to move on it, Representative, but I can't. All right. No, you're good.
You may not like what I say. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, sir. A motion to untable document number 5520. Motion made and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Yes, sir. Camping.
So what this is, this was not presented by me, this was presented by the police department.
Yes.
Recently, I was asked that if we could just move it forward, and I would take it and put it into language that pertained exactly to
Okay.
Lawrence.
Yep.
I have done that. I have replaced the words of Lowell. I have put in the proper language so that it can be considered an ordinance.
Is that the only changes that are on here? Is just Lowell to Lawrence, just changing the municipality?
Change the municipality and adding the appropriate language that you need for an ordinance.
For our ordinances?
For your
Okay.
ordinance.
Yes, okay, makes sense to me. Any comments, questions? And this has to be a public hearing on this?
It does.
Yeah. Go
Through you,
ahead.
Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
and I do remember the conversation with the now chief of police back in those days when he came in, and I think that we need that. I mean, because they cannot create encampment in different cities, but they move in all here where they can create that, and that's what the explanation they was giving to us, that these might prevent, I mean, it's not gonna stop them, but it prevents some of them to say, well, we can go to Lawrence and build there.
Yeah. It
with
gives,
that out.
it gives Lawrence the protection while still being a very hospitable city to people in need.
And with that said, I will set a motion to send that to the full council to order public hearing.
Second.
Favorable recommendation to order public hearing.
Motion's been properly made and properly seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes
Thank you
have
very
it.
much.
Thank you,
And,
Ms.
and I did speak with committee president. I would appreciate it if this committee at some point could take their last pages and just dismiss them and send them up so that the package isn't so big, so when the new election comes around, you can have a clean slate. But that's up to you. Thank you very
We'll
much.
try it tonight, just one page. We'll see if we can move on these. Thank you, Mr. Green. No, not now, but it's not a lot. There's just a few. We'll try to slowly get it. Sergeant, welcome. Didn't expect that we'd be here. That's 8:30. All right. We can be out here within a half hour, I think.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Okay. All right, Sergeant, we have an order here, so let's just do that. At 215-25.
Submitted by Rosani Soto for handicap, favorable recommendation for handicap parking at 24 Rose Street.
Let me find it. Hold on. It's on page 3, Rose Street. Handicap parking. What do you got? Favorable?
Motion to send to the full council, favorable recommendation, order public hearing.
Motion made and properly second. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next document is 270-25.
Yep, submitted by Councilor Selena Reyes and Officer Abel Cano to remove 2 handicap signs in front of 71 Elm Street. The police department gives it a favorable recommendation.
This is to remove them, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel confident about, okay, they
Yes.
came back, so we're good. Okay, motion, is there a motion?
Motion to send with the full council,
Favorable recommendation?
favorable recommendation.
Over public hearing?
Or in a public hearing?
Motion made
Second.
and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. That was 270. Next one is 272-25. 30-minute parking, 91 Jackson Street.
Submitted by Councilor Selena Reyes, Alcedo Guzman, and Ander Giraldo. We are submitting this memo in response to this ordinance for 30-minute parking at 91 Jackson. Police Department's recommendation for this request is to have the matter tabled this time for further discussion and more input from other businesses and building owners in the area. Both sides of Jackson Street and around 91 Jackson, from Havel Street to Jackson to Irvin, would benefit from a 30-minute parking. However, most of the storefronts at the bottom for large tenement buildings that have numerous apartments in each building. 30-minute parking would have a negative impact on the residents. We're looking to table it for further investigation.
Motion to table 272-25.
Second?
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Document number 275-25. Okay, here we go. This is the big one.
Submitted by
Resident
Council
parking.
Luzon and the residents.
This is the zoning in B2. I just saw Councilor Luzon earlier. Should have talked to her. I did not. All right, continue. So this is the one around the which school?
Around the Leahy School, sir.
Leahy School.
Lawrence, the police department would have a favorable recommendation for the residents parking only in the immediate area surrounding the Leahy School. This will bring some temporary relief to the residents that are currently living in the area. So it will be the block surrounding the school, which would be Irvin to Avon, Avon to Trinity, Trinity back to Irvin, and Trinity over to Bruce.
Okay, I am struggling. I think,
He submitted a picture. Do you have the picture?
yes, we received,
The ordinance is for the whole, like, it stretches out to Wilmot Street.
I think we got something from the city engineer on this. I'm looking for that right now.
An email.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I
They
recall.
weren't supporting on whatever was going on, I don't know, I think.
It came from Theo, right? Yeah. Let me see if I can find that here. It's got an August 15th one, but could it be that far? Okay, I'll read this. Hopefully this is the most recent one. Thank you, but I think this is important, and it comes to Mr. Detective Hegarty's comments at the last meeting, which I respect. But this is from Theo Rosario, city engineer, and this is copied to us, to Councilor Luzon. Councilor Luzon, thank you for reaching out and for bringing forward the Orchard Street. This is Orchard Street, right? Right place?
No.
This is not the Orchard Street? Then never mind. All right, I'll leave that there, because it's another issue. Did we get something else, do we recall? Was there something more recent that dealt with this one, or was that the one?
Related with that one, when they sent through email?
The email that we got, I thought it was pretty recent. Was it Leahy School related?
No, it was about, convert the Orchard Street.
Orchard Street, it's this one,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Like we said last meeting, we definitely need the engineer and the,
This one. I'm
The school
sorry.
committee too.
Yeah.
It was tabled because it was gonna be discussions to send forward to the city engineer.
Right.
W director, and I believe also the.
yeah.
School department.
The school. the
Right.
school, Lawrence School.
And also the pastor.
Superintendent, yeah.
Through you, Chair, and
Yeah.
I think that's the email that we've been seeing. I think was the last communication between DPW and Odanis Hernandez from the school. I think that's,
Odanis, was it Odanis?
I think Odanis is involved. I might not be the email that I'm thinking, but I know something involving the school, and that's what is there.
It was, you're right, I've got it right here. And this is from Odanis Hernandez last Thursday. I recommend scheduling a meeting with the appropriate city personnel to address this matter more effectively. Please let me know your availability. This was sent to, availability so we can coordinate a time that works for all involved, Odanis. This was sent to Teresa, Jorge, Theo, Mr. Willow, Ada Santana, Maurice Aguilar. And the entire city council was copied, and Superintendent Carrero. So, I don't think I've got anything since then. It was last Thursday, today's what, today's Tuesday? So, and school opened up, what, yesterday? Did we get any feedback? You're at large, right? Did you get any feedback at all on that? Anybody call you or anything about traffic or anything? Not yet? Yet. You're expecting it though. Got it. All right, so, just to recap, I'm sorry, this is one of those big issues.
Sure.
It's, favorable recommendation for resident parking. So the police department is in favor of resident parking,
In the area right around the school.
right around the school.
The block around the school.
And you also, you recommend a traffic study for other possible solutions.
And
Go ahead.
through you, Chair,
Yeah.
but they recommend the resident parking hours or 24/7. I mean, it's,
That's up to the council. I mean, how do you want to do that?
because most of the requests come in sometime with time, you know. And in that area, like you said here in the notes, I mean, teachers might be needing a parking spot.
No, I
And they
understand
don't
that
have
100%.
residential parking.
Well, we can't, I don't think we're gonna move on this tonight, because we haven't gotten the information from schools, DPW, and who am I missing?
City
City
engineer.
engineer, so we still can't move on it.
No.
But I will tell you, thank you. Thank you for giving us your opinion, that's important. Now you're on the record, that's good. And let's see what the other people the other departments have to say. I'm looking for.
Motion to table,
There we go.
document 27525.
Motion made.
Second.
And second, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no, the ayes have it.
Yes,
It
it
is
made it
here,
in there.
it is here, all right. Document 28825,
Submitted by Councilor Mark LaPlante and Nad Luz Renta.
every now and then that guy comes in, every now and then, go ahead.
Favorable recommendation for handicap parking outside of 28 Springfield Street.
Motion to send on the full council to favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made and properly second, discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, no, the ayes have it. 28925, that's handicap parking at 3 Bigelow Street.
Submitted by Rita Merlina. We do have a favorable recommendation for handicap parking in front of 3 Bigelow Street.
Motion to send document 28925 with a favorable recommendation of full council to order public hearing.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 290-25, handicap parking 10 Hemlock Street.
Submitted by Anna Antonia Nina Reyes. We have a favorable recommendation for handicap parking in front of 10 Hemlock Street.
Motion to send document 29025 to full council to favorable recommendation to order public hearing.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded, discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 291-25, remove or modify the no parking signage at 343 South Broadway. All right.
Submitted by Juana Mali. We do give a favorable recommendation to remove the no parking signage at this address due to the fact that the request has been approved by the city with regards to ordinance 12425 to put a handicap parking spot in front of.
All right, so slow
343
down.
South
Let's slow down for 1 second. So, just so there's a sign there right now
For no parking, sir.
that says no parking. And that was removed based on ordinance number 124. It should have been removed based on
It was
124-25?
approved, it hasn't been, ordinance for the this is the ordinance for the removal of it.
This is removing it, and then number 124-25 was putting one up. So that was earlier this year, 124-25.
Yes, but.
Help me.
The person requests no parking, they request for 2 parking spots,
Oh, the
but
two,
they
right.
don't taking attention because they put no parking in front the another owner, the another resident. So that is the reason this item is in the agenda, because it's not allowed to the neighbor to put no parking sign, to request no parking sign in front the another residential.
Okay.
They need 1 spot, no parking
And they have that,
anytime.
and they have that.
But they had 2 spots.
They want to take the second one out.
We want to take the second part.
Okay, and everybody's okay with the second one going out?
We'll find out.
Yes.
I guess we'll find out during a public hearing. And you're okay, police is okay with taking the second
Yes,
one
sir.
out? All right, that makes sense to me.
So motion to send document 29125 to full council for favorable recommendation to order public hearing.
Second.
Motion made and properly second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you for the explanation. Document number 29625, which is handicap parking at 6 Berkeley Street.
Submitted by Councilor Wendy Luzon as a favorable recommendation for handicap parking in front of 6 Berkeley Street.
Motion to send document 29625 to full council for favorable recommendation to order public hearing.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. See none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 29725, handicap parking 3 Easton Street.
Submitted by David Marte. If you look at the pictures following the submission, please. Property has a large driveway on the right-hand side. Upon the person's inspection, 3 motor vehicles that appear to be undrivable and a white tractor trailer parked in the driveway. At this time, we would give it an unfavorable recommendation for handicap parking with concerns that they have plenty of room for parking
If
off
they
the street.
move the undrivable vehicles
Yes.
out of there, they all have plenty of space, is your point. Okay. Are we looking to withdraw or send this up with an unfavorable recommendation? Those are essentially our motion potentials.
Motion to withdraw document 29725.
Second.
Motion made to withdraw was properly made and properly seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Hang with me. Document number 30325. This is
Removal of handicap parking.
remove handicap parking to 1416 Custer Street.
Submitted by Maria Polanco. The Police Department gives a favorable recommendation to remove this handicap parking in front of 1416 Custer.
Motion to send item 30325 full council with a favorable recommendation to order public hearing.
Motion made
Second.
and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 30425 handicap parking at 121 East Havel Street.
Submitted by Cynthia Coder. The Police Department gives a favorable recommendation for a handicap parking in front of 121 East Havel Street.
Looking for a motion.
Motion to send document 30425 with a favorable recommendation of full council to order public hearing.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 31825 stop sign Berkeley Court, where Berkeley Street where it meets Berkeley Street near the intersection with Park Street.
Submitted by Isaiah Valentin. It's a favorable recommendation. The signs to be placed at Berkeley Court and Berkeley Street. There's been no recent accidents. However, the Berkeley Court leads into a very congested, busy street, being Berkeley Street in the Prospect Hill area.
Motion to send document 31825 with a favorable recommendation of full council to order a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. I got a question on this. I'm struggling with a stop sign in my district, and if I can learn more from this one, I'd like to apply it to the one that I'm thinking about. So it says, and when you look at this, when I say the police department, when the police department looks at this, what are the criteria that you're looking at for a stop sign?
Well, according to the Mass State regulations, any street leading into a large street needs to have a stop sign. We're in fault of that in many streets in the city. Each street should have they have a language for a traffic device, so that stop sign would be considered a traffic device.
Okay.
So that stop sign should be mandated by law.
Let me look at one more thing, 318. I'm trying to, we have asked for DPW response on this. We have not received it. And I know that sometimes we ask for DPW, sometimes we haven't. So we don't have one for this. I know we just made a motion to send it up to a favorable recommendation for a public hearing. Should we not wait, because we asked for DPW, should we not wait for their response first? And if we don't, then we should reconsider why we're sending it to DPW if we're just going to go with the police department's recommendation. I know that delays things because you guys are a well-oiled machine. We're getting this a lot faster from the police department than we are from DPW.
Can we amend the motion and add the pending documentation for DPW for approval?
Sure, we can certainly do that. I will remind, yes, the answer is yes, and if you want to, it would be in order. I would just remind all of us, if you remember taking a look at any of our agendas at the full council level, you'll see in the first part where it has all these public hearings where things are in limbo. This would be one of those limbo places. We would add that to that list because now we're waiting, and then 6 months from now, someone's going to say, why is that over there again? I don't remember why that's there. And it's the reason why is because they're waiting for DPW. So I don't have a problem with that, but it's the management of that becomes the issue. If DPW, if we don't stay on top of it.
Okay.
So I wish I had a better answer, but that's what I think is.
We'll draw the motion, and I'll place a motion to table and also send correspondence to DPW for an update on this item.
Motion's been withdrawn. A new motion's been introduced to table and send further correspondence reminding DPW we're waiting for their advice before we can move on it. And it's been seconded. I'll call the question. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Document number 32625. That is a childcare parking at 41 Ferber Street.
Submitted by City Council President Giovanni Rodriguez, a favorable recommendation for childcare parking in front of 41 Ferber Street.
Motion to send document 32625 with a favorable recommendation to.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. I'm sorry, I'm just writing a note. That was Ferber. The next one is document number 32725. This is, wait a second. I don't see 32725 on our agenda.
327?
Does anybody see 32725? We're not seeing that, and that's,
Okay.
and that's the issue, and not the issue that you didn't do it. Maria, are you looking to see if there's something in the Knoll agenda on that? I might. Do you know when you received this from us?
I don't,
Okay.
No, I
Because that might be helpful as I go back to find out.
I can email you tomorrow if you like.
We really can't deal with this issue. It's not on the agenda. Open meeting laws
Okay.
prohibits us from deliberating on it, so we're gonna have to, we can't do anything. It's like as if it wasn't here, so we gotta move on. But if,
The sign stays.
pardon me?
The sign stays for now.
327.
You see it? Yeah.
Okay.
So if you find it before the meeting's up, let us know, we'll come back to it. But right now, we can't even deal with it. All right, 328, 25 handicap parking at 65 Willow Street.
Submitted by Ebony Perez, it's a favorable recommendation for handicap parking in front of 65.
Again, there's DPW portion of that. Do we have anything from DPW on this? Anything from DPW, Maria, do you know?
No.
No? And if we, I just want to make sure I understand how the sausage is made. If we do get something from DPW, Maria, would that be in our packets?
If it was something from DPW, yes, and I will have it. But
And you would have it, would you know, would you
Yeah,
have it right?
it's a usual
And you would say
section.
something, yeah, I've got something on it?
no,
I
no.
mean, if you had it, you would say something,
Yes.
yeah, I've got something, okay.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Motion to
move on
table, also send correspondence to DPW.
Same thing as the last one.
Thank you.
Motion been made and properly seconded. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Last one is 32925. This is 55 Saunders Street.
Submitted by Philgia Elizabeth Nunez. Police Department has a favorable recommendation for handicap parking in front of 55 Saunders Street.
Okay.
Motion to send document 32925 to full council with favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded. Any further discussion here? Wait a second. And this is a 329? That's a DPW one.
So we'll draw that motion, so motion to table and send correspondence to DPW.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Yes, ma'am.
On the 327,
Yeah, what do you got?
that was sent to full council and our public hearing at the last meeting.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's on the minutes.
So we must have gotten this already.
Yeah, because.
We would not have sent it up without something.
Detective Hegarty did these.
He's good. Today's the 26th. The last time, when was that meeting? When was our last ordinance meeting?
August 13.
Huh. August 13th was the last full council meeting?
Oh, no. That was-
Ordinance
that
meeting
was
last 13.
ordinance last
We
Tuesday.
must have had something.
Last Tuesday.
We would not have sent this up without something. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we did have, that was Mr. Valentine, remember Mr. Officer Cano? Yes.
Yes?
That's the item.
Yeah, he's clarified the point, she's, is moving.
Okay.
That he was moving, he's selling
Yes.
the house and moving.
Yeah. Oh, we moved on that because of the tightness of the
Yeah.
schedule,
Yes.
I recall. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it. It's already been passed by the, or a public hearing at the full council
Outstanding.
level, right? So
I'm assuming,
I think you're right. I think you're right. Anything else? Anything
Nope,
else?
that's it, sir.
Anything else here? So, counselors, I'm a little sheepish about saying this, but we've lost a member this evening, obviously, and sometimes we can get away with with being a later minute or two, but if we can try to be here at 7, because I can't rely on anybody else, that'd be helpful. If you're gonna be late, just kind of give me a heads up, like a text or something. You guys are pretty good at it, but just keep that up. All right, I'm looking for adjourn.
Can I take,
Yeah,
can
go
I
ahead.
take an item out of table
Sure.
matters, please?
What do you got?
31925.
Good night. What's the number again? Oh, we didn't go to the top yet, right?
31925.
Let's do that one first. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so anxious to leave. No objections from you. No objections? 319? Got it. This is a proposed ordinance establishing minimum residency requirements for political candidates. Yes, sir, go right ahead.
And thank you through you, Chair. Through all this year, in the past 2 years that I've been, going in and out the election department, I encountered people that just actually move into the city and had the interest to actually run. It's nothing against them. It's just that I feel that they need to have some type of connection with our people, with our city, and just not just, I just move in and I'm gonna run for a position in the city. I think all the cities around us, they establish a time limit before you actually can run for any political position like Chelsea, Holyoke, Lynn, Everett, and Revere. They do have established that time, 1 year, 2 years. And I think we should adopt that. Also, speaking with members on the election department, they were looking for something like that we don't have. And that will prevent also, all kinds of people trying to run without, not really interested in serving the city. And we got to look into that. And I put together the wordings and what we're looking for to create this ordinance. And the package you have, the draft ordinance proposal. I actually sent it to the city attorney. We no response actually from him, but also sending no response is not denying or not saying that we have something like this in place, or he's not accepting what we're looking for. It's something important for a city that I think we should copy from other cities, because that will bring people that actually to run in office. They had already a commitment with our city, and it's very important to establish that.
I'm trying to find that, Counselor. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
I got 32924, which is close, but not exactly what we're looking for. What's the number we're looking for, 319?
Yeah. Close.
Oh, this is it right here. 319. Okay, got it, thank you, sorry. So can you, I'm looking at it now, what kind of time frame are you looking for? Give us the details of your proposal, Counselor.
I mean, the purpose of this ordinance is to ensure individuals seeking elected office in the city of Lawrence have demonstrable and sustainable connection to the community. The community they intend to serve. I mean, requiring a minimum period of residency will promote more informed, accountable, and community-rooted leadership, right? So, I mean, a minimum of 12 months, at least in the city, and they can prove that they've been in the city for at least 12 months, that is a year. It will establish, I mean, at least a connection. This year, in this election year, I encountered a lot of people that says, well, changing the address from another state, moving in, and say, well, I'm a counselor, I say hi or whatever, and they say, well, can you sign up and run? I mean, and I don't think they have any type of connection. But it's been said throughout the years, and also having a conversation with some of the election department workers, they say that we should establish something like this. And again, I did a research, and communities that look like us, like Chelsea, Holyoke, Lynn, Everett, and Revere, they do have this requirement. I mean, I cannot just move to Lynn today and then tomorrow sign in to try to run for city council or for any elected official. I got to establish residency and also establish some type of demonstrable connection with the community. And I think we should establish that here also in the city of Lawrence. The people there actually running has some type of connection with all of us or with the whole city, not just move in from another state or another city and all of a sudden, I'm running for office, any type of office in the city. And I think we should mimic, and if it's adopted, I mean, next election, I mean, in 2 years, it should be implemented by the election department.
Thank you. I got a question or two on this. I haven't formed an opinion, to be honest with you. I'm still kind of thinking about it. I'm just trying to think of the other legislative bodies. Besides, this is very good to know what other communities are doing it. What does Lowell do, by the way? That's probably the closest to us. Does Lowell have?
Lowell, I didn't check Lowell. I don't know if Lowell has any. They didn't give it to me. But I don't think Lowell has any any of
Lowell's
those
like
yet.
us right now? Lowell's like us? right
Yeah, Lowell's like us.
Okay, so I'd be interested in knowing, how we deal with this at the federal level and at the state level. I'm just curious, if you're running for Congress, is there a residency requirement to be part of the district? I'm not expecting you to have the answer. I'm curious, in the state legislature, if you're gonna be a state rep or a state senator, do you have to establish residency in that area? I'm just curious as to what that is. That's one. The third thing that I'm interested is, with this, because this is going to change our charter, I believe, because this is our charter requirement, that any charter change requires a home rule petition. So if we are going to go forward on this, it's my understanding that it would require that whole home rule. We wouldn't be able to do it unilaterally here. We would have to send it to the legislature for them to adopt. So I think that's true. I think it's worthy of a discussion. I think the point that you make a lot of sense to me. The other, if I'm just going to play the devil's advocate, is I like to throw it around as well. Why wouldn't I support this? I guess if I had to find it, the quickest thing that I could think of is if we have somebody that maybe they lived here for 20 years, went to go to school in North Carolina for 4 years, and then came back from school, they were registered or whatever in 4 years, whatever the place was, but their family is here and they're from here. Does that disqualify them because they left for 4 years because they wanted to go to school or they wanted to go into the military? Does that disqualify them? And the other thing I would think of is, again, I'm throwing out the negatives, but I don't mean, I might end up supporting it, I'm just thinking out loud. The other thing I would think of is, do we want to have our residents making that kind of decision? If you're a Johnny-come-lately and you come in from who knows where, you have no connection, and you're gonna be running for office, I would think the residents would probably vote for the person who has your ward's connection to the district or to the city, and that person would have an automatic built-in advantage, I would think, as opposed to someone who came from wherever and decided they're gonna run. Now, maybe they come in and they got deep pockets and they throw $30,000 in a city council race. That's overkill, but they could. It's that swaying
Oh, I see city council campaign is spending more than $30,000.
You've seen that happen here in Lawrence?
Yes, I see.
In Lawrence?
District, you get to go back in last election and see how much they spent
Really? Oh, I missed
for a
that.
district.
Oh, wow, okay. Do I know this one?
One district.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
look.
a district
I'll
cost.
look. I'll look. Which one? Not mine.
No. But I mean, I understand. I mean, I brought it off the table,
Yeah.
knowing that we're not going to make a decision on it.
Okay.
But I just wanted to, because last time I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And want you guys to know that proposal is there. I mean, I'll do the due diligence that we need to try to get more info and see how we can implement this. And going back to, I mean, if you're going to the military, well, my son is going to school in Boston, but he hasn't changed his address. It's.
But you could, but you don't
You
have to.
could, yeah, you have to. So
right.
it's, those are things that we also know, got to look and think. But that's, just brought it up.
Yeah, no.
We know it's there.
That's good.
Conversation.
Sure.
And now motion to table, once again, 31925.
Motion made
Second.
and second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. All right, no, let's go to the top. I'm sorry. I got to do referrals. I didn't do these. I'll do this as fast as I can. 32425, no parking, one side, Champlain Ave. Did I say, yeah, you're right. That's why you're here. 34325, no parking, one side, Champlain Ave. Where's that going?
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 34425, no parking, one side, Millville Avenue.
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
And of course, on all these, it stays tabled, right? Okay, understood. Motion made and properly second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 34525, childcare parking, 336 Howard Street.
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
Motion made and properly second. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 34625, dedication of Fray Lewis Boulevard at the current location of Appleton Way.
Motion to table 34625.
Motion to table, is there a second?
Second.
And second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 34725, handicap parking at 2 Fairmont Street.
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
Motion made and properly second. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 34825, handicap parking, 6 State Street.
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
Motion made and properly second. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Handicap parking, 62 Washington Street.
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
Motion made and properly second. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 35025, handicap parking, 7 Endicott Street.
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
Motion made and properly second. Discussion? Seeing none, discussion.
Question around the commission that we were creating, that they were supposed to handle all this, where that stands.
What's that?
The commission for disability that we were creating, right? We were creating some type of commission that's supposed to, what's gonna be handling all this. And again, where we stand with
I
that.
could use some help. I'll be honest with you. I could use some help with it. Where it stands, I will be very candid with you. Where it stands right now is we were looking for some sort of transitionary clause to get it from where we are now to the new one, and it's not as easy as it may sound, and that's the sticking point. I've asked for some help from some of our, I'm going to be kind because I totally understand where people are coming from with schedules and such. People are inundated with a bunch of work, and I'm not getting a lot of assistance. It's not a complaint, and I'm making an excuse because I was hoping to be up here by now. But that's, but if I could have someone like you kicking me in the butt a little more forcefully, that could be helpful, because then I could try to move on it. But I'm struggling with that portion, to be candid. I'm struggling with how to get that portion. I've asked for some help from some people who were here earlier this evening who did not want to help. Not that that means anything, but it doesn't give a good impression when you ask and they say it's not my job.
I will take an email with an update and see where, I mean, if I can help, where we can help.
I
We can
appreciate
get
that, and I appreciate the question.
We'll
No,
work in that with
I
that.
appreciate that. Thank you. So, police department on that, and made and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no, the ayes have it. These disclosures, I think we've got to move on them because the election's coming up between now and the next election, so. 35225, disclosure of a conflict. This is for Adelie Gonzalez.
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no, the ayes have it. 35325, disclosure of a conflict by city employee.
Motion to send to full
Rosa,
council with a
I
favorable.
gotta mention the name, Rosa Aracena? Is that how you pronounce it? Aracena? Thank you. Go ahead now.
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no, the ayes have it. 35425, disclosure of a conflict of city employee, Elisa Coco.
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no, the ayes have it. 35525, disclosure of a conflict by city employee, Lisa, how do you pronounce her last name? Mudugno? Mudugno?
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Motion made
Second.
and second, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no, the ayes have it. I think that's it for the new business, right? That's it, all right. I think that's it for tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, then looking for a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no, the ayes have it. Thank you, counselors.